Hello, my name is Andre. I'm an Indianapolis filmmaker, and I'm also a Hoosier raised by immigrants. This documentary tells a story of immigrants, of refugees, of two cultures coming together, interacting and listening to each other. In 1 month, the Indianapolis Central Library will be putting on a joint art exhibit with artists from the Democratic Republic of Congo and Myanmar, also known as the DRC and Burma, respectively. Both of these countries, they're located in different continents, but they have a lot in common. Both countries are haunted by a colonialist past, and both countries have a large amount of ethnicities and different cultures. And also these countries represent the two largest refugee populations of Indiana. Both countries have been marred in armed conflict for decades now, and it's only ramping up. The two artists of this exhibit are Jean-Claude Lafenia and Saul Kennedy. Both are refugees and artists who have come to America looking for a better life, and also continuing their work as artists, telling the stories of their people and their cultures. In this exhibit, they will be doing just that, and on top of that, they will be creating new work, commenting on the countries of the other and what's going on in the other's country. And that is exactly what this documentary is about. It's a 15 to 20 minute documentary that will capture those stories. A main goal of the film will be to kind of capture the essence of this exhibit and these stories, and where the main goals will be to juxtapose two different cultures back and forth in order to draw attention to the things that bring them together, which is the desire for peace and a hope for a better future for their peoples and countries back home. So far, I've done pre-interviews, we've done the main interviews, we've shot most of the B-roll, but I'm here today because filmmaking is expensive. And to take this project to the finish line, Hoodox can play a major role in that. The funds of this award would be used for translation, animation and illustration, score, and compensating crew. When it comes to language, I had the artists do the interviews in one of their native tongues. They technically speak English, but it's their third or fourth language. And when you try to express your feelings or emotions in a language you don't have full agency with, the words, they get stuck in your throat. It feels like you're being mentally gagged. So it was imperative that we did it this way, but it comes at a cost, literally. And the funds for this area would be crucial. Also, this documentary will tell the brief histories of these two countries. In order to understand the importance of refugee stories and the importance of this exhibit, you need to understand the historical and cultural context behind it. Audiences here know very little about these countries, which is why we need to take the time to do it right. The way we'll be doing this is using short narrations and short looping illustrations to tell the histories and contexts of these countries. We already have two artists for this. Jessica Garcia is a Indianapolis artist, and also her work was most recently featured in the Butter Fine Art Fair. Kayor is a well-known artist within the ethnic Karen community. Music is a key part of culture, and therefore it's a key part of this film. Throughout this documentary, we will be switching back and forth between styles of Central Africa and Southeast Asia. And towards the resolution of the narrative, both styles will be working together as one. We already have two artists for this, both very talented and experienced in what they do, but most importantly, they're already familiar with the cultures and stories around it. And while I'm talking about members, Bruce Garrison and also Michael Hussein are part of the film. Bruce is a producer. He has more than 30 years of experience in the nonprofit sector, and he's been helping us connect us with key resources and people to tell this story. Also, Michael has been helping us give direction in terms of A-roll. He's done filmmaking for several years and won all sorts of awards for it. He'll be giving feedback on edits and direction on B-roll. In terms of what's next, We'll wrap principal photography on early December at the exhibit, and we'll have the picture lock done by the end of the year and use the first 2 months of 24 to focus on score composition, illustration, and sound design to have a finished product by early to mid-March. A lot of Hoosiers aren't familiar with these stories. However, these people are our neighbors, and they number by the thousands and only growing. So it is only right we try to listen and know their stories. And also, for refugees, this story matters because representation matters. When you see yourself on the big screen, when you see your people, your culture, you have ideals, morals, and characters to inspire you that apply to you. For this film, we have the mission, we have the stories, we have the talent, we have the experience, and we have a plan to get it done. The impact this award would have on this project would be immense. The impact this project would have on our communities would be exponentially greater. As a Hoosier story, Hoodox can be a big part of that. Thank you.